The rain came down in silver sheets, soaking the wide fields outside the widow's small farmhouse. Inside, the fire crackled softly as she wrung out her shawl, water pooling on the wooden floor. When the rich cowboy stepped in to escape the storm, he brought the smell of wet leather and open land with him, filling the room with a presence that felt larger than the walls themselves. She had not expected company that night. The widow had learned to live with quiet, long evenings where the wind spoke louder than any human voice. Her husband had been gone 2 winters now, claimed by a fever that came fast and left her slower, hollowed by grief and responsibility. The farm was still hers to run, the debts still hers to carry, and loneliness had settled in like a second skin. The cowboy removed his hat, rainwater dripping onto the floor as he nodded politely. Everyone in the county knew his name. He owned land that stretched farther than the eye could see and cattle that grazed as if they belonged to the horizon itself. Yet standing there, damp and slightly unsure, he looked less like a legend and more like a man caught off guard. "I'm sorry to intrude," he said. "The storm turned quicker than I thought." She gestured to the fire. "You're welcome to dry off. Storms don't ask permission around here." As he moved closer to the hearth, she noticed how the firelight softened the lines of his face. Wealth had not spared him from weariness, it had only shaped it differently. They stood in silence for a moment, the rain drumming on the roof, the kind of silence that felt heavy but not uncomfortable. "I'm soaking wet," she said quietly, half to herself as she glanced at her damp dress clinging uncomfortably. She let out a small, embarrassed laugh. "And it's not from the rain alone. This house, it gets cold in more ways than one." The words surprised her as soon as they left her lips. She hadn't meant them as an invitation, only as a truth she rarely spoke aloud. The cowboy looked at her, not with hunger or judgment, but with something gentler, understanding. "Lonely places can do that," he replied. "I've got more rooms than I can count, and still, some nights feel emptier than yours might." She offered him a towel, their fingers brushing briefly. The touch was simple, almost nothing, yet it sent a reminder through her that she was still alive, still capable of feeling warmth that didn't come from a fire. She turned away quickly, busying herself with the kettle, giving herself a moment to breathe. They talked as the storm raged on, about the land, the hard seasons, the strange way time stretches after loss. He listened more than he spoke, and when he did speak, it was careful, as if he knew how fragile shared truths could be. Outside, thunder rolled, but inside the farmhouse, something else was shifting. Not desire, not yet, something quieter and steadier. A sense that 2 lives, both marked by abundance and absence in different ways, had crossed paths for a reason neither could yet name.